Hey, what's up? I've been doing a lot of, meditations recently. Meditation hasn't been something, I've been, you know, doing a lot of. I do a little bit of japa meditation, but um, I realized that, by developing, like quieting the mind, I'm more open to, a lot of seeing visions and stuff like that. And one time I was seeing, like, the all-seeing eye on the pyramid. I was wondering, like, why am I seeing this? You know, like, there's all this talk about the Illuminati and stuff like that. So I'm like, what the hell am I seeing? I was thinking, like, what is this? And then I started seeing stuff like the Eye of Ra, the Eye of Horus. I'm not going to even act like I know anything about Kemet or Egyptology. I don't know anything about these things, but um, I saw a lot of high hieroglyphics, images of pharaohs and personalities like Horus, So seeing that, I don't know why I saw that, but um, when I did a little research, I realized it had a lot of connection to the pineal gland, and I guess that's what allows me to see visions, which I tend to see a lot without really doing much. Um, and I stumble upon a video which talks about the Eye of Horus and spirituality, and you know it got me thinking a lot about how how we contribute to our own downfall, because we live in a society which kind of suppresses our understanding of spirituality and developing our spiritual gifts, our innate spiritual gifts, because we're a lot of our beliefs like in Christianity and the different religions, they tend to demonize a lot of these things which are actually naturally within us. And I guess to a lot of extent we are not able to develop these gifts because of our materialistic inclinations and tendencies, and it's suppressed by the media, and you know because I don't think anybody who has a materialistic mindset is able to have, or to be able to have experience spiritual gifts. And you start to understand why these ancient civilizations have so much their technology was so advanced, even though mainstream media doesn't always like to admit it. you know I mean, growing up, we never heard about, or we didn't really appreciate the fact how advanced ancient civilizations were, even though it's clear that the technology that we exposed to today, the knowledge, what we learn in school, can never compare to whatever remained of those civilizations. Like we know from a pyramid, like you could take all the engineers and all the resources, they cannot duplicate it, you know? And made me thinking that when we have developed our spiritual gifts, we have uh, access to all types of knowledge that's always there, that's always available. The knowledge is always there because they're coming from, you know, when you're able to tap in, you're able to access knowledge from all over the universe. And you could see in our society, I mean, the knowledge, the knowledge that we get from, the technology that's available, it's not really designed, to free society, to make society better. It's really for the interest of a small few, or the elite, as most people say. And it almost seems like slavery, because a more sophisticated form of slavery. Because I mean, even those who actually create technology that actually benefits society in a significant way, they tend to be kind of ostracized or threatened, and it seems that a lot of what we see as society, we're contributing to our own downfall, because it's not promoting that understanding of spirituality which could actually empower us. And for a long time, I've been feeling like my whole life I've been pulled down subconsciously, because I'm trying to be part of a society which is not interested in my spiritual development, my long-term development. I'm just being used, and subconsciously I am keeping myself down in more ways than one, because they get you to think that spirituality is science fiction, it's mythology, but it's more real than the world that the media has portrayed it to us. And I think that has a lot to do with our lack of purpose, our lack of, we do things just because it feels good, or to please somebody, or to look good in the eyes of others, as opposed to it being, we do things for our really our own benefit, and the benefit of society in general. And whenever we do things like in this kind of self-centered way, I've said in many lives before, it's really detrimental to ourselves and to society. And that's what we're seeing in the world now. Even though we are clearly headed for destruction, a lot of people still feel that they have to keep contributing to this downfall of society. Like, it's clear that it feels more like slavery, a sophisticated form of slavery. And at this point, to me, the only way we could really free ourselves is from deepening our spirituality and our connection, to the Most High. And that's why we are stuck. They have blinded us. Everything I've seemed to have learned in school has seemed to be a waste of time, because it doesn't advance society in a meaningful way, and it doesn't really solve our problems. And if we are taught these things, our spiritual nature, from a very young age, and we are able to develop these things, we are able to provide so much benefit to the world around us, to people, because we would be getting our knowledge, our technology from higher dimensions, higher planetary systems, and it wouldn't be done like in a transaction. People wouldn't be doing things or have family and friends and all these things from a business or in a transactory way. It would be done from a pure level rather than to get something in return, or to, because that's how it feels like society is now. It's like everybody is, there's nothing real about what people deem as love. It's simply transactionary. So you have these medical professionals who claim to tell you to trust the science, but what is there to trust? I mean, you paid a big loan to you got a big loan to study your medical degree, and when you come out, you're just gonna do whatever they tell you. And I mean, you're not doing it because you love society or people so much. You just wanna get paid. And what is there to trust? I mean, why should I trust you? And what evidence is there to suggest that that these professionals or experts could be trusted? As a matter of fact, I mean, nobody could really know your body better than yourself. Even if you go to a doctor, it's not that a doctor cannot help you, but he's gonna simply ask you the same questions that you should be always asking yourself. What are you eating? What is your lifestyle like? Are you getting enough rest? All these things. Only you would know the answer to these questions. And a lot of the times, the doctors can't help you. And if you're doing unhealthy things, they will cause you to become unhealthy. So a lot of times, it's your mind and the situations, the stress that you put yourself through. All these things have a powerful effect on one's health, and no doctor can help you. And this is why I've been very, very disappointed or just very the whole education system seems to be very, it's almost like a waste of time. Like, you just learn all these when you go to school, you see all this technical jargon, but it doesn't really have any real meaning. It's like, it almost seems like, it's just to confuse people who are not down with the whole terminology, or but it really doesn't solve the problems of society. And unless people are tapped in and can actually, see things from a spiritual perspective, I mean, all of this is just a waste of time. And by being part of this system where you're contributing to your own slavery, to your own mental slavery, unless you actually see beyond that, I mean, it's going nowhere. Like you watch these movies, like it seems to be go ahead into that direction, you know, like Terminator and Men in Black and all these movies. You can't help but think that that is the world that we're headed to, you know. But these same movies are used to kind of make people um, look at, you know, spirituality as something um, mythological, or but it's so real. It has never before has, you know, spirituality seemed so real to me. And getting those visions with all this on all these visions on Kemet and the pharaohs and all of that, and being on the third eye and all of these symbols made me see the connection to, you know, the synchronicity with what I'm going through now and all of that. Like, you know, if you know yourself to be a spiritual being, well, why are we not acting that way? I mean, a lot of these things I knew theoretically, but in practice, in mixing in society, it's just it's I don't necessarily apply it because I'm still trying to I'm still afraid of being ostracized, or I'm still looking for approval from others. I'm still trying to survive or live this American dream, or, you know, all these things. But if you are aware that you are a spiritual being and that you are connected to the Most High, Krishna, or whatever you believe him to be, why are you living with all these with anxiety or fear, or feeling that you lack anything, or that, you know, you need anything, when everything, you know, is already within you? And it's just a matter of us understanding, seeing things for what they really are, and living accordingly. Because if I am a spiritual being and I'm living accordingly, then everything will be clear. There is no need to fear anything. There's no need, you know. But because people have been so you know, misled and so much an illusion, that all they know is the external, like, and it's almost like they're living for others as opposed to doing things which would give them true happiness. And that's all I'm seeing. I'm not seeing anything that makes me feel that people are living genuinely. It's like, you know. But anyway, I just thought I would just speak on that. I guess I'll just call it a night.